in collectibles, in collecting, firsts are always significant, right? The first comic book of Batman, Superman, edition number 1, always a premium. Sports cards, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. I mean, I remember Mickey Mantle cards, DiMaggio, Ted Williams when I was a kid. A lot of them are desirable, right? Most of them are always. It's the key. It's the first coin. It's the first card. I just slipped it there. So now, when we're talking about coinage, first years are special. But when they are in the middle of a series and they do something unique, that also has a tag. And tonight we have the first overdate, mint mark overdate in the Morgan Dollar series. Haven't had this for quite some time, and it's because, well, it's outright scarce. So in 1882, right, which is the 4th year of production for New Orleans on the Morgan Dollar, and that was because they closed the mint after the Civil War. And we didn't bring it back until 1879. Year 2 in the Morgan Dollar program. We needed a mint in the hub of our westward expansion. And New Orleans was the port. It was the hub. It was where the Mississippi met the Gulf. It was the trading area. So let's put a mint there. And the challenge was just getting the machinery and the equipment, because the 2 main mints were San Francisco West and Philadelphia East. We did have Carson City up north, the upper northwest. It was a great idea, but it just couldn't supply enough coins. And they also had to transport the silver there and transport it back to be struck, which just was not economical, even though we did it, because we needed to. So New Orleans jumps in, and they start in 1879, they close in 1904, so there's 26 Morgan dollars. But their storied past makes the coins more fun, because they were known as the hand-me-down mint. When Carson City closed, they sent down their dies and their equipment. When San Francisco and Philadelphia had dies that needed reworking, they would send them to New Orleans to be put back into service. So the Morgan Dollar is born in 1878. This is year 5, 1882. Year 4 for New Orleans. San Francisco sends over some reverse dies, because the front you can't tell where it was struck, can you? It just has the date, 1882. They're all identical. But the reverse has a change. Above the D and the O and dollar on the bottom, there is no mint mark for Philadelphia. There is an S for San Francisco, and there is an O for New Orleans. Well, the first ever U.S. mint mark error in its history was on the Morgan Dollar, right here. Now, guys, we have a graphic that explains this probably a little bit better. You have the O on the bottom left, the regular S on the bottom right, and you can see clearly as day, this one has a little curly Q on the top, but that big giant middle of the S coming through the O. They call it the O over S overdate. Talk about special. In all grades, there's only 4,952 of them NGC has seen in the last 40 years. Less than 5,000 coins in 40 years. The 81S, they've seen over 500,000 coins in 40 years. Now, if you want to compare it to the rarities that are out there, this is a first for the overdate. How about the firsts as a coin? The rarest of each mint. The rarest Philadelphia is the 94P, right? NGC is certified 4698. Yeah, and how many zeros do you want to add to that coin? Almost identical known population. New Orleans, the other side of this equation, right? The 93O is 4,764. That's almost the same number again. The rarest of them all is the veiled, and we love it, the 93S, right? Today, that's 3866. Hasn't changed much in a decade. What is that thing selling for? The rarest of the Carson cities was the 85. And what? Well, because they found a few of them in the GSA sale in the early 1970s. There are 26,000 of them. 26,000 of them, and that coin's a $1,000 coin in any condition. We're talking about this one with only 4,952. It is documented as the first error. It is one of the top 100 coins of all time. It's in the book. It has to be. It's the first. And it's special. It's unique. If you look at the Morgan Dollar series as a whole, you have 1878 to 1904, 27 consecutive years. You then have the end of the era, which is 1921, so 28 years in all. Philadelphia, San Francisco, 28 coins. New Orleans, 26. Carson City, 13. One Denver in 1921. When you go through the series, there are a handful of errors that we always strive for. The first year is the 7/8 tail feather, right? And then we have like the alligator eye in 1887. Double eyelid, pretty cool. We have the hot lips from the 88O. We have the 1899 Micro O. For some reason, they used a $50 punch instead of a silver dollar punch. 1900, we have the second over strike on the mint mark. We have an O over CC. All of them great, all of them special. But only one of them can be the place where it began. Where it all started, this one. Guys, can you give me a 1-minute clock? Can we also bring up that graphic one more time, please? And there you have it. Now, this graphic will come with the coin. You can see it with the naked eye. They're called strong, only ones we work with. Just obvious, just obvious. But it's a great, great deal. Why do we certify them? Well, over the years, I've been doing this for 44 decades, and I actually, going back to when I was a child collecting, you see a lot of things. On the special rarities, we just want to make sure that it's what it's supposed to be. We want you to know it's what it's supposed to be. So NGC always works with us on all these beautiful coins, naming them, or basically saying, we looked at it, and we agree this is a real O over S. Beautiful circulated coin. A competition on this one? Oh yeah, I didn't mention that yet, because very rarely do we actually have one, but we do tonight. $299.95. Look at our price. Half the price. All the glory, all the rarity. That's the ABC way.